Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin. And I would like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Live from Sparkwood in 21. This series chronicles the 1990s cult classic television series, Twin Peaks. Its sequel series from 2017 entitled The Return, which aired on Showtime. And now the films of David Lynch. We have covered in a couple of cases, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, Eraserhead, The Elephant Man, Wild at Heart, Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway. We've covered the Twin Peaks fan film, Queen of Hearts. And tonight, we're going to go into something that's been kind of long awaited here on the show, and that's Inland Empire. And this is going to be, I think, a first watch for, I think, Boomer and myself. David Lynch described this movie as a story of a woman in trouble. And that's why I picked that for the subtitle this evening. And the synopsis I have in front of me reads as follows. An actress navigating her unconscious as reality and fantasy uncomfortably intermingle. And I rather reckon there's going to be a little more to it than that. This is a movie that has been described in some circles as a horror film. But I'm going to trust that David Lynch came up with something a little more rounded than just being a straight up horror film. Joining me on this odyssey are the super fans, as I call them. The man who shanghaied me into this. The man who managed to break his own foot. Moron!
Yeah, I'm hurting pretty badly today.
How did you? Yeah. Yes.
I have yet to find out. I think Mark Malnikoff has come up with the greatest theory. He's like, somewhere in the galaxy there is a Romulan with a Troy-sized divot in his ass. That's the only possible explanation. I have absolutely no idea. I am as shocked as anyone else. The most when I originally started having pain in this foot, I thought it was just because of the way I sit all day. I sit in a gaming chair, and this chair is pretty low to the ground. So in other words, my knees are not at a perfect 90 degrees to be, feet sitting flat on the ground, and I tend to cross my feet in front of me, and I rest them on the outsides of my feet rather than on my soles. And I thought that might have had something to do with it, but that absolutely apparently was not the case. You would think that it would, in order to break your foot, you would need to step wrong or, kick something, or I don't know. And I don't remember ever doing anything like that. And before anyone says maybe it happened while I'd been drinking, Netta is always with me. So she would have known if I'd injured myself, and didn't remember.
It also happened during a weekday, and he was simply walking like around our family room.
Yeah. So I can't figure it out. Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
So hello, Netter.
Hi. Good evening. How are y'all?
Is Troy making you wait on him hand and foot? Or, I guess I shouldn't say foot. Is that too soon? I'm sorry.
I am trying. Yeah, hand and foot. Yeah, exactly. I am trying not to. I really am. But I am finding myself more gimpy than I really should be. Actually, Big Al has just presented another Interesting theory. Okay, who has the Troy voodoo doll? Yeah, that would actually, I would buy that one at this point.
Well, we were just and I should bring our fourth super fan on stage. You know him, you love him. Flappy Apologist. H Boomer.
I don't know. I'm thinking alien abductions, and you have some repressed memories there. You got to go under hypnosis. You know.
Well, we're going to talk about repressed memories, I think, as we go through this over the next 3 days, or the next 3 weeks, I should say.
Okay.
And going back to voodoo dolls for a second, we were just in the green room, and earlier this evening, I came upon the story. The man who is in charge of taking care of the real life Annabelle doll has died. And no cause of death has yet been given. So,
I'm not taking that job.
Yeah, neither am I. All right. Well, I do want to say hello to those of you who are joining us in the chat. I want to start off by saying hello to everyone currently joining us on X. I cannot see you, but I know that you're there. All right. Starting off at 8:03 p.m., channel member JPRPH1. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her second channel, Fluff Chick Productions. My guest on the most recent episode of Reserved Seats, Connie Cleary. Please check that episode out. We went into a number of different topics. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim, is now a channel member as well. All right. Scrolling down. Of course, Big Out Presents. The host of Films with Friends, where I will be appearing along with Outlaw Bill this Friday night. The film will be at this Friday night at 8. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. So it's going to be a first watch for me. I'm really looking forward to this one.
It's a good movie.
It is. So I've heard. And I have been instructed to leave my camera on because apparently people are expecting some big reactions out of me after some scenes. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. Scrolling down. Scrolling. Right. All right. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Andrea Black. Always good to see you in the chats. Enigma Severus. Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Blah. So what exactly is Sparkwood? Are we lighting sparklers under a tree? No, it's an intersection in Twin Peaks. Sparkwood and 21. Sparkwood Road in Highway 21. So that's where
there is a traffic light there, and that is where James last saw Laura Palmer alive.
Troy broke it on purpose for more liquor. Ingenious.
Oh, yes.
Hello to Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips, who I keep missing. I need to get on your channel sometime, man. I know we've been kind of we have not been able to get our schedules to mesh, but I'm definitely looking forward to coming on sometime very soon. All right. Let's see. Voodoo Don. He fell on a step watching Superman.
Yeah, there you go.
Condolences to.
I was looking up. That's what happened.
Well, you see. Grella says, if you want to, let's not go that far.
If that becomes an option, I don't know, man. I really don't.
Geek Flag with a Nate Nose. Good to see you, sir. So never did it. She broke Troy's foot. Troy, blink twice if you need help.
You know, I can't say yay or nay. I honestly do not remember. That's as plausible as anything else.
Okay, I confess, I beat him.
Well, okay, then there you go. Oh, she must do it very well because she does it without my awareness of it. Here, have another drink, and then she beats the crap out of me, I guess.
I can get you some more of that cognac.
Not tonight, but that was nice last night. I saw a new name go by.
I don't know if you said hello to writer Albert Lanier, who was a guest on Thursday Things last Thursday.
Hello, Albert. Good to see you.
And Albert, this is deleted scenes. Deleted. This is Albert.
Yes, you guys should talk.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
No, I let him out.
Okay.
And, Albert, Deleted is going to be my guest on Thursday Things this week, so you can, if you want
And
to join
we
us for that, you
seem to-
can see him in action.
Well, we seem to have lost him temporarily, so let me bring this up. It makes you feel any better. You said you put your foot up Romulan's ass, but LDG's foot has been up my ass for 3 years, ever since he fell asleep on his own stream and put the Indian drum meme on loop. Okay, fair enough. But I did want to say hi to at least a new face for me, and that is Deleted with a beard. No, that's not the new face. The new face to me is Tune the News.
I have seen
Tune the News, great.
in our chats sporadically.
It says,
so-
hey, y'all, good to see you. It is good to see you as well. And I am pleased to see that there is a Groucho Marx emoji that exists. That will have to make the rounds more often when I comment on people's chats.
Right on. I do want to, number one, very quickly apologize. I do have a statement from StreamYard about the previous incident. Ram it, you clown.
What?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know how much it's. I don't know how much StreamYard.
That
How much
was
it's
actually my
dangerous.
fault that time. that was my fault completely. That was not StreamYard that time, folks. That was on me.
That is fair.
All right.
So I was unaware coming into tonight that both Aged Boomer and Deleted Scenes, you were complete. You had not seen. Neither of you had seen this movie.
I haven't seen it either.
I think you have seen it, but I'm sure it didn't stick with you. You saw
You're
it.
telling me I blocked out because it was that horrific?
No, I think there's a lot there that doesn't make a lot of sense. So you may not have had a lot to hold on to with that one.
Geek Like when Nate said, a member for 8 months, says on Deleted's channel, says, I need a stream tonight. Today was hell. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, sweetie. Long distance hugs for you.
Well, I can encourage you, at least in regards to this film. I think that these reviewers and commenters that don't understand David Lynch consider everything he does to be horror or horror adjacent. And I would honestly say that if David Lynch considers Eraserhead to be one of his most spiritual films, I'd like to know what he would say about this one, because this is an extremely, extremely spiritual film, at least from David Lynch's perspective. 13 months. That's
13
a baker's
months,
dozen.
right there.
Thank you so much. So here's the thing. We have a Groucho emoji. What's the most ridiculous? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Yeah, exactly.
And hello
if
to you, Sarn G.
What's the line? And if you take cranberries and stew them like applesauce, they taste much more like rhubarb than prunes do. And anyway, you tell me what you know. So I now I feel the need to front load this a little bit. So for whatever reason, David Lynch, I don't know if he was coerced to do it or if he chose to do it, but he gave us some clues for Mulholland Drive that people got when they went into the theater and so on and so forth, that they were able to, look at things and see what they needed to kind of focus in on. And yet I feel, maybe not everyone feels this way, but I felt that Mulholland Drive and I've later come to decide Lost Highway are far more straightforward than some of David Lynch's other works. I think that Eraserhead still just causes me headaches. And this one is a real challenge. This one you guys are going to have a hard time with, and I think it's probably good that we've already seen all the films that we have seen. My editing software won't open. No idea why.
And the following comment: I think Flappy hacked my computer.
Oh, damn it, Flappy!
Yeah, there was a Flappy virus out there.
What program do you use, Nate? Just curious. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you some clues that David Lynch maybe didn't give, but I have kind of pieced together myself. So this one is more of a overarching for all of David Lynch's work. In Chris Rodley's book, Lynch on Lynch from 2005, Chris Rodley says the movie, Mulholland Drive specifically, is full of obvious clues, but there are many other things that are important visual and audio indicators that are not so obvious. So at times it does seem as if you're delighting in teasing and mystifying the viewer. To which David Lynch responded, "No, you never do that to an audience. An idea comes and you make it the way the idea says it wants to be, and you just stay true to that. Clues are beautiful because I believe we're all detectives. We mull things over and we figure things out. We're always working this way. People's minds hold things and form conclusions with indications. It's like music. Music starts, a theme comes in, it goes away, and when it comes back, it's so much greater because of what's gone before." I think the key takeaway here is Rodley is accusing him of being strange for strangeness' sake. And David Lynch is saying, no, I never do that to an audience. I always have a purpose, but I want them to pull the meaning out of it. And honestly, I feel like that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, there are a lot of visual cues and things like that. Just like with Mulholland Drive, look for the red lamps, the red lights. That is a recurring motif. Look for bursts of light, electricity. Yeah.
1 sec. Yeah, ussarn, we're going to be showing Inland Empire. If you click the Cosme link and hold it over that way, we'll be showing it in a little bit.
Yep. Everyone should see a Cosme link up at the top of the chat. Should be a pinned comment there. Open that in another tab, and we'll be starting the movie in just a minute.
Sorry, continue.
And I think that's all that I want to front load. I just want to say that of all of his works, maybe second only to Eraserhead, the temptation is in watching this to just go, oh, this is just freaking weird. This is just David Lynch being weird, and it doesn't actually mean anything. And I am going to encourage you to not go down that route. There is absolute meaning. I'll help you out with it. We will do a deep dive in 2 weeks, but let's watch it first. Anything we want to say other than that before we get started? Because I do have one quick introduction before we start.
Okay. Really quickly, I do want to lay down the ground rules, of course, for watch parties like this one for those of you who may be new to them, or someone
Sure.
who may be coming on this broadcast and wonder, hey, where's the movie? You know.
Yeah.
All right. The movie is not public domain, obviously,
Right.
because it only came out in 2006. So there are various ways that you can watch the film. If you are with us live, you can follow along on Cosme. You can sync up with your own personal copy, should you have one. ussarn, we haven't started the movie yet. Okay.
Right.
So
right.
don't worry. We're getting to it. If you have your own physical copy, which is great, please follow along that way. You can sync up. Most of David Lynch's films, if not all of them, are currently being aired on HBO Max. Ordinarily, I would not be advertising a streaming service, but the fact that they have taken such care to kind of keep his body of work alive for someone who has perhaps not seen it. I do appreciate that now that he is passed. So if you have HBO Max, this film is there. I've been having some internet issues, so if I lose it on Cosme, I can sync up. So that's how I'm going to be doing it. So yeah, all right. That's
So
how
if you
that's how
need-
we're going to do this. Yeah.
If you need a timestamp deleted, let me know, and
Will do.
I'll hook you up. If you let me do the countdown, that'll give me the opportunity to read what I want to give as an introduction to it.
All right. Please do.
Okay, so at the this film debuted at the Venice International Film Festival, the 63rd Venice International Film Festival, on the 6th of September 2006. David Lynch introduced it by quoting from the Upanishads. "We are like the spider. We weave our life and then move along in it. We are like the dreamer who dreams and then lives in the dream. This is true for the entire universe." And we will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. A Studio Canal film. When this came to the U.S., Studio Canal had the rights to distribute, and I believe David Lynch then bought those rights back from them. Also, we're only watching the first half tonight, so I'm going to cut this off once we get through the locomotion and the girls are done dancing and they disappear.
I like dancing, girls.
Until they disappear, right?
Oh, do you like the little thing I put in the chat?
That's very creepy.
Is
That's
that from this
very,
movie?
very creepy. It is not, but it could be. There are bunnies in this movie.
Yes,
I heard
there
the
are.
word. That's why I've been doing a lot of bunny related stuff.
Yes.
Memes.
Yes.
That's a record player.
Yes, it is. I'm going to try not to editorialize too much. There are large segments that are in Polish.
The only thing I know in Polish is food.
They're the ones that make the stuffed peppers. Polish.
I don't know. My grandmother used to make stuffed peppers, but It
think
was
that's
very much an Italian thing.
I think it's also a thing in Polish food too. I think.
I'm sure.
I suppose it depends on how you make them, whether they're Polish, Italian, or whatever.
Ooh.
You know, what's the ingredients inside?
Good morning.
Yeah.
Getting right down to it. Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a big surprise given the recurring themes in Twin Peaks and Mulholland Drive and so many other things. Prostitution is obviously a plot point.
I almost expected the cowboy to show up. Well, here's a man that wants to get down to it, huh?
Yeah. Also, just like I would argue, as in Mulholland Drive, David Lynch does seem to draw a parallel between being an actress and being a prostitute. And I don't know how much of that is almost literal and how much of it is a direct indictment of Hollywood in general.
Whoa.
Dirty rabbits.
Whereas Mulholland Drive and arguably Lost Highway can be thought of as taking place in the same narrative universe as Twin Peaks, I feel that Inland Empire touches all of his narrative worlds.
Okay.
They all kind of cross over in Inland Empire.
What the heck?
The infamous rabbit sequence.
Yes, this was originally a web series that kind of got repurposed here. I am not saying you should see the web series to try and get this. We should kind of take it as its own thing.
I heard an audience. Is this a live studio audience that's watching this?
You can think of it that way. You should.
Oh man.
What time is it? Be funny.
10
I have a theory on that. You'll kind of get it as we go through it. Time is very non-linear in this movie. Well, for example, the wife says, "I will know one day," and only now did he say, "I have a secret." So the conversation is out of order.
Well, she's wearing waterproof mascara.
What the?
Obviously, numbers are also going to be important, so pay attention to numbers.
What the?
Just let it wash over you for now.
Okay, man. I'm all right.
But the idea that this is on a television, that's important. That it's being watched. That who is the dreamer? what is an actor and what is their role.
Almost look like the painting there.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be my avatar at one point. I think that's a possible. Yeah, jeez.
Whoa.
Why do I have a feeling we're going to want to go back to the rabbits?
I thought that was going to turn out to be Richard Dreyfuss for a second there.
Oh, that
yes,
would've been
ussarn G, the crying lady, who is referred to as the lost girl, was watching the rabbits. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the Polish language, which is going to make sense in the narrative after a bit, you're going to find out that the film that's being made is a Polish language film, or at least the original was. But I believe that Polish, the language, is being used as a like a mystical language. So when people are speaking in Polish, there's a spirituality to their characters.
Oh, I recognize her.
Janine.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that Laura's mother?
Yeah, that's Grace Zabriskie. Yeah.
She always has this look on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was shot digitally. It wasn't shot on film. Is that right?
I think it was all shot using like hand cams.
Right.
I don't know if it was specifically digitally, but
I don't know either. I think I'd heard that somewhere, but I didn't know if that was true.
But yeah, they didn't use like big film cams or steady cams.
Now, was this after Lost Highway, but before Mulholland Drive?
This was
after both.
What year? Yeah, this was after both. Right.
Okay.
In fact, yes, that's important. And as we watch, you'll see why. My understanding is also that he did not have a full script written out. He did this all scene by scene.
Why would being a new neighbor be inconvenient?
I think her visit isn't inconvenient for her.
Yeah, it's up as low as it can go.
Yeah. But this is a side effect of the way it's being filmed. They don't have boom mics or anything like that. You are supposed to feel like an observer.
A fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Those cheekbones. Goodness.
Yeah. Hey, Lee. Welcome. Good to see you. So it's difficult to see it from the road. It's off in the woods. Usually, when Westerners talk about witches or pagans, pagan literally means of the woods. So
Oh.
again, we're talking some sort of spiritual, mystical, someone who's in contact with mysticism. And there's the coffee.
No
Anya
cherry
Taylor-Joy is the Blair Witch, and those crazy kids coming this winter. Right here.
Oh,
Right.
funny. Yeah, no, there is no cherry pie. You're right.
I don't know if you saw my liquid lunch from last week, Thursday, but I did get to see the gorge, and I did talk about it on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Speaking of Anya Taylor-Joy.
Apple TV film. Yes, I'm playing this pink-haired gender studies professor.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You think what I'm thinking, right, Boomer?
Yeah, that's an odd way to pronounce some things. Maybe that's not what you're thinking, but
I was thinking that Marriage Story movie.
Oh yes.
He used Sony PD150 digital cameras, Nate said. Thank you. Okay. I was hoping I could save this until 2 weeks from now, but I should probably explain. The marketplace and the palace. These are two concepts by the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. This is a teacher that very influential in the transcendental meditation sphere that David Lynch followed. The marketplace discusses the limits of domestic and public transactions, a level of reality at which illusions of stability are promoted by our culture. So, in the detail of our lives, we can get lost and on our own way to the palace. So it's in all the minutia and distractions that prevent us from attaining enlightenment or spirituality or what have you.
Oh.
The movie is young.
So just as in
Whoa.
Twin Peaks.
Okay, we're into that, I'm sure.
Sorry.
In Twin Peaks, we talk about doppelgangers, right? Well, she's kind of set the stage for the concept of the doppelganger, right?
Right.
The person's shadow being the evil version. But more than that, there are many themes of reincarnation in this So now you're not just talking about a fugue state. You're not just talking about doppelgangers. You're literally talking about people being reincarnated, their spirits trying to achieve enlightenment, getting lost in the web of living, the so-called marketplace. And some people are more keyed into past lives than others.
Huh.
Thus, the variations she was talking about.
Like Shirley MacLaine.
Yes.
I'm just I'm sorry.
I was going to say more like Marlene Dietrich.
I see. I got
Sunset Boulevard is one of David Lynch's favorite films. He considers it he considered it a perfect film. And there's a lot of themes related to Sunset Boulevard in this.
And right over there, Miss Dern, is the other half of my head.
Yeah. I do think these camera angles are important. And here you've got another, this kind of seems to foreshadow for me the images of Cooper and Diane in The Return, seeing other versions of themselves.
I know that actor.
Yeah, it's Alfred Pennyworth. Well, at least from Birds of Prey.
I see.
Ian Abercrombie, I believe.
Yeah.
The heck?
She got the role.
Oh. Marsha.
Just like Grace, the neighbor, said she would.
This guy looks intense.
Friend or foe?
At first, I thought it was Tad from, was it One Life to Live? Or
Jeremy Irons were saved.
Yes.
Maybe.
I saw a movie where he played twins. And
Dead Bringers.
He was one of the twins was not as smart as the other one. So the more intelligent twin was a doctor. And I think he was trying to do something to make his twin better. It was a really bizarre film.
And hail to Andy Masterson. Good to see you.
Andy!
Yes. I would not be opposed to doing a Sunset Boulevard for a future Live from Sparkwood in 21. It's not an actual David Lynch movie, but actually, ussarn, that is a great question. Is this a scary movie? I had started out by saying this is not a horror movie, which I think a lot of people have said that it is, but there are scary elements to it. Yes, Mom.
This is rather inappropriate.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
Zing!
So Nate says,
no, don't bite anything.
The Butler was in a very short-lived TV show in the 90s with the actor who played Malcolm from Enterprise, and they both were very gay, but Can't remember what the name of the show was. I don't know that one.
That would have been Dominic Keating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Jerry, Lundegaard.
Well, no, I'm thinking of his role in Seabiscuit when he was the radio announcer.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what that reminded me of.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I guess.
How many layers is this guy putting on?
It's costume department.
Yeah.
This is Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Oh, man.
And why are we giving interviews before the film is shot?
Marketing.
Yeah, maybe that's how they used to do it in old Hollywood.
Also, this is, I believe the film is supposed to be a remake of a previous thing, so it's not like there's any, spoilers or anything like that. The film also has a history.
On High in Blue Tomorrows, that's the title of the movie.
Yes. Makes me wonder if it loses something in translation.
A producer will say, let's change the title, make it simpler, and they'll just call it Blue. Right? What?
Of course, Henry Dean Stanton.
Looks different here.
Maybe younger than when we last saw him in The Return.
It's not just that. He looks very, I don't know, more put together than he usually is in these movies.
Yeah.
Well, I maybe I spoke too soon. But
Scene 35, that'll be the scene with the strawberries. The strawberries. I don't know anything about the strawberries.
Nate says, I hear that Flappy's coming out with a tell-all about Rachel Zegler. Its working title is I Flew into Hell and Survived.
funny.
See, I would have thought that the working title would be weird.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that you joke that might be her biography title.
For whom the industry trolls.
It trolls for thee.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, there's going to be a lot of that. Yeah.
Hmm.
You were not in About last night. Jeez.
So I don't know, and I almost never know how much these individual actors know about, the overall story, the intention, and so forth. But I'm gonna say that Laura Dern gives a good performance in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, in the moment, I don't know if she has full understanding of the meaning and what's going on, but she's directed well and she brings it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody's in there.
Ugh. And to the extent that there's anything, like I said, scary or horror elements in this movie, I think it's more existential horror than like literal horror. I don't think there's anything you gotta watch through the lattice of fingers or something like that.
Hey, I've never watched a movie that way.
I have.
Well, that's you, dear.
I remember when I was a kid watching Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D in the movie theater. I took the 3D glasses off and watched the whole thing blurry.
Well, that's what. It was probably still scary with the glasses off, wasn't it?
Yeah, but less so.
Okay.
I think I'd be more afraid of something I can't see. I can deal with things I can see, but how do you deal with something you can't see?
Well, if it's on a screen, it doesn't matter.
With me, it's more sense of dread
Yeah.
than being scared of any one thing.
Yeah.
I do think that is an element of this film. I do think it is meant to, at least initially, elicit a sense of dread until the main character kind of works through things.
Yeah, it's the first remake of Heat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fooled ya.
What happened?
You'll find out.
In a Paul Tremblay novel, not far away.
Not the entire cast, Nate, just the 2 leads. Yes, and I am a weird kid.
Cursed.
Oh no, not cursed.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Look at that. Look at her face.
Yep. No. 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 No.
So she understands it, but she doesn't speak it.
Is she getting the stink eye?
Yeah, possibly.
So yeah.
In numerology, the number 47 is formed by the combination of the engines of 4 and 7. Number 4 represents diligence, hard work, practicality, and building a solid foundation. Number 7 signifies spiritual awakening, inner wisdom, and intuition. Therefore, 47 is often interpreted as a number that encourages hard work, perseverance, and a connection to one's inner wisdom to achieve enlightenment.
Okay. That's not good.
Yeah, that's not a face you want to see close up.
That's not Juliette Binoche, is it?
I think so.
Or is it Julia Ormond? Who is that?
Julia Ormond.
It's one of them.
Okay, that's who that is. All right.
Okay.
Sometimes I get those two confused. Okay.
I'm just going to let you know that this is one of those scenes that takes place out of sequence. She says, I'm going to kill someone, but she actually already has killed someone.
Ouch.
Dude, I'm not liking this.
And yet, oddly, not the weirdest thing I've seen her do.
Uh-oh.
Is this the sequel to Smooth Talk?
I still need to watch that.
I actually feel like it's a sequel or side quill or whatever you want to call it to Twin Peaks, Wild at Heart, Lost Highway, Mulholland Drive. As the movie goes, I think you'll see why.
It's a sequel to its own film.
Well, honestly, by the time you're done, you might be able to justify that. Yeah.
Oh, of course I am.
By the way, the female rabbit was voiced by Naomi Watts.
Okay.
And again, why am I not surprised?
I thought you were going to say Kathleen Turner for a second there when you said that. Okay. Just
Okay, but Harry Dean Stanton is here, so we're safe, right?
Kathleen Turner isn't in this movie, but Kat Turner is.
Okay, I take back what I said.
What's that? Oh, being safe, yeah. Yeah, probably not.
I think the shoot's going well, don't you?
By the way, Laura Herring was also one of the voices of the off-screen female rabbit.
It's a dinner scene.
Well, people got to eat, I guess.
Could it kill him to crack a smile?
Look, pal, the part of Udo Kier has already been taken.
Yeah, right.
Why? No. Also, she's married to Polish care delay over here.
Oh.
In other words, touch my wife, you're dead.
Yeah.
That's freaking me out a little bit.
That's the intent.
Who
It's a
talks like
threat.
this, man? So, is he from Poland? Is that what's going on here?
I think that is meant to be implied to be a Polish accent.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's with the Polish mafia.
Discount rate fines over here. No, up, you idiot. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, down.
Oh, they're gonna. Well, if it's a typical film set, there should be screaming, right?
Oh, I'm getting there. Don't worry.
I'd like another foot, actually.
Bucky, if you don't quit. Bucky, my
We
foot's
didn't
gonna
have
be up.
final
You know
thought.
what?
2 feet.
You know this conversation has happened, and Lynch probably heard it.
Yes,
Okay.
almost certainly.
Yes.
You remember that line from Lost Highway? You know, what's his name is dead.
Mhm.
Yes.
The story goes that was actually something that David Lynch, somebody came to. Well, he was in a building where the intercom was hooked up to a phone, so the call comes in that whoever it was is dead. He ran to the door to see, and there was no one there because it came in over the phone, not from the front door, and that's why he worked that line into the movie.
Huh. So I'm kind of curious. Are we kind of watching? Is this almost like trying to get the idea like watching dailies, maybe?
Oh yeah, I suppose that's a way of looking at it. Yeah,
Yeah. Because we're getting little scenes from the movie interspersed with the. Let's see, actually.
right.
I like her hair like that.
Mm.
A little ponytail.
I did forget to say hello to Curtis Selby earlier. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Curtis.
We are about 48 minutes into Inland Empire. Don't ask me to explain the plot.
Well,
Yeah, we'll do a deep dive into it in 2 weeks.
Until then, you have to be confused.
Well, I don't want to like ruin anything. I want to give you a chance to, try to parse it out.
Well, it seems pretty straightforward, really. The girl's husband doesn't want other guys touching her, and this guy wants to touch her, and he threatened him and said, "You touch my wife, basically, you're dead."
Yeah,
Easy.
but there is more to it than that. There is the so-called curse of the original movie, and there's going to be some other real weird stuff happening.
Nah.
Didn't anyone read the script?
Well,
No, why do you ask?
Why would we do a silly thing like that?
So as weird as David Lynch's movies are, how the hell does he write his scripts? I mean, what is actually on the paper in front of the actress to read? Well, I was saying earlier on that in this particular movie, he didn't have a full script going into it. He did it scene by scene.
So I have a feeling a deep dive into this movie will require a lot of whiskey.
maybe. Is that a coffee? You got her a coffee?
I'm considering it.
It's always about the coffee. As a matter of fact,
I was just thinking KFC, but
oh, geez.
Actually, I can make a joke about being Denny's, but that might be up David Lynch's alley, so never mind.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Is the line between movie and real life now getting blurred a little bit?
I'm getting that idea.
There will be, yes, some blurring of reality with the movie. The ideas of method acting are going to come into this, losing yourself in a role, but also what is real and what isn't, the collective unconscious and so forth. Yeah, really, really trippy existential type stuff. I'll try to unweave it for you after the movie. Now, see, on the one hand, I feel like you can't be in this kind of profession and be terribly jealous, but at the same time, you can't be in this kind of profession and expect anything like longevity in relationships.
Which is why you're divorced 3 times by the time you're 40.
Right, exactly.
She sounds like an obscene phone call.
Yes. Very. Until you said cut.
Candles. What?
We may have to kill the Polish guy.
It's like she lost track of the fact that she was filming.
That's weird.
That's not good.
He's freaking out a little bit too, isn't he? This is one of these curse movies I've heard so much about.
I'm sorry, what were you saying, Boomer?
You hear stories about cursed movies. I'm wondering if this is one of them.
I worked on a cursed movie as an extra.
Oh, that's
Poltergeist
right.
3.
That's right. Poltergeist 3. That's right.
Which actor is this? I'm getting a James Mason vibe, but I know James Mason wouldn't have been alive by this time.
I'm not sure. I mean, the one is Justin Theroux, but
Well, yeah.
that's not who you mean. Was that Nick Dixon?
Maybe. Whoa. Dude.
think she's becoming possessed by the movie?
Oh.
So are they just doing the horizontal mambo?
Something
No,
like that.
we're
Yeah.
in the alley.
I see a dumpster. Weird things hide behind dumpsters.
True. And when you leave the marketplace going to the palace, you pass through an alley. Remember the
And
name of
Exxon
the yep,
longest
longest
radio
running
show in
radio
history.
play in history. Exactly. Axon N.
We have a very serious problem.
So again, there's a discrepancy in time, and just a reminder, in the credits, Laura Dern is listed as playing Nikki Grace and Susan Blue.
So she's the poltergeist. Or ghost or whatever.
No, there's more than one reality going on at the same time.
Well, there's the actual reality and the movie reality, no?
There's more than that even.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And just because it's a movie doesn't mean it's real. Or mean it's not real, I should say. Don't you lose my number.
That's Ricky.
Oh, sorry. No, Billy. From what do you call it? Phil Collins.
Oh, I thought it was Ricky. Don't lose.
That's a different song altogether. Yeah.
Because you're not anywhere that I can't find you.
Oh, I know what song you mean.
Yes, now you do.
Dude.
And Justin Theroux is playing Billy Side and Devin Burke. What the hell's going on?
That's what I'm wondering.
We are like the spider. We weave our life and then move along in it. We are like the dreamer who dreams and then lives in the dream. This is true for the entire universe.
It's an odd couch or whatever that is in the background.
I think it's the divan, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense.
Or settee. Yeah, yeah.
(2006) ussarn.
Yeah. This was another one where they were planning to do a longer series with her and Justin Theroux, and they had gotten some stuff filmed and then scrapped it and went with this, using some of the footage. Looks like a red lamp to me.
Okay, lamp
There is
3.
kind of a it kind of is a like, where am I kind of look.
Whoa, what's that?
Well, when you got a yellow light behind a red lampshade, it's going to look orange, yes. But that's definitely, there you go. That's about as red as you can get. Bunnies, it must be bunnies.
Yeah. Who are they?
The girls. It's the girls.
Here we go. She'll never go to Hollywood. You were not in the bedroom. That was Sissy Spacek. Oh, wait, that actually tracks.
You know who's singing?
Lynch?
Yep.
Why do I have a feeling they're going to frickin' Black Swan this thing?
Been a while since I've seen Black Swan.
That's the one with Natalie Kunis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. You and I are one. No. Okay.
Hello.
Well, you just have to look at it from a different angle.
Yes, from a certain point of view.
All right, get the hose buckets ready for the dance number.
Yes. You guys know what these girls do for a living, right?
Burlesque?
Okay, we'll go with that.
And now the ladies from Cell Block, whatever, are going to be doing the
Cell Block
The
Tango,
tango.
right? Yes, Avon.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yes.
At least she doesn't have a cigarette in her mouth, right?
Mhm.
And curlers in her hair, right?
Why do I get the impression the chipmunk cheeked girl is going to start singing about heaven?
Maybe.
In heaven, everything is fine.
I've got mine. Meanwhile,
What?
movie 3.
What is that? What did I just see?
Burning a hole in a piece of silk.
Nice one, Curtis. So this is the original film, I take it. In a manner of speaking.
Yes, in a manner of speaking. Yes. This is the original story. Let's put it that way.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, guys, I am taking bets now. Those of you in the chat, is Kingsley going to finish the movie? I am going with no.
Well,
this could be freaking Reservoir Dogs before it's over.
Could be Don Quixote.
So just like the piece of silk got a hole burned into it, we're getting a hole burnt into Jackrabbit's place.
Electricity.
What the
Yes.
heck?
Exactly.
Are we in the lodge?
This is the place in between. You can think of this as the Red Room. She's in between worlds. As are the rabbits as well.
Hashtag free to rabbits.
Right.
You're not the only.
Yeah, exactly.
That's big. The demon will come back in one of the preconceived forms, that of a giant slar. Oh, wait.
Yes.
I am the Keymaster.
I am the Eggman. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yes.
Why doesn't he put his...
It wasn't me.
What?
His name was, it doesn't matter what his name was. She didn't just fake it.
Oh.
I think I saw that movie. Flamethrower works too.
Yeah. Wood chipper.
Mm-hmm. Ew.
Ow! I was hoping someone would get that name. Thank you. Meanwhile,
Yep.
Back at the ranch.
Mm.
damn it, my cigarettes have begun smoking themselves.
Yeah. And they're too expensive for that.
Bees that way sometimes.
Yeah. Notice the train whistles?
Oh, so this is a Secret Havoc prequel?
What? Whoa.
Bye.
Yeah. We'll pause
That's-
it right there.
What the heck just happened?
The girls disappeared.
Are they in her
They
head?
Probably. I don't know.
I would not take it too literally. I wouldn't take anything in this too literally.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You guys are going to need to process that. We'll pick it up here next week.
My goodness.
I know, right? Yeah. I don't want to say too much, but yeah.
Do the rabbits return?
Yes, there will be more on the rabbits. Inland Empire is a metropolitan area in a region inland of and adjacent to the coastal Southern California in greater Los Angeles area, focusing around the cities of Riverside and San Bernardino, with Los Angeles County and Orange County to the west. There are a lot of train nexuses there, so thus the train sounds, the locomotion, etc. So there you go.
That whole thing with the rabbits makes me wonder what David Lynch would do with Sesame Street.
Make it better at this point.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It couldn't be any worse, right? So. No, you did not watch all of Inland Empire, Nate. You've seen only the first half. You need time to digest it. And speaking of digesting, I think I'm going to get myself something to eat before Blake 7. But how you guys feeling about that? It was a bit of a thing, right?
This is like a to be continued, man, because I'm like, I got to process this. I like Laura Dern, I'll say that. I like her look in this movie. So she's like, I'm trying to think around what was she making at the time of this movie? When was this made?
2005, 2006.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, she'd already done Wild at Heart, So, yeah.
Cool.
So what do you guys think for your first time watching it? You enjoying it so far?
Honestly, so far I kind of am.
See?
Do I know what's going on? I have a partial idea of what's going on.
Uh-huh.
But it's a little early.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So, yeah, I need to know how one of the plot strands fits in before I can start to formulate a theory. But yeah.
So you're going to see Laura Dern playing. So like I said, she was playing. What's her name?
Diane.
She was playing Nikki and she was playing Suzanne.
Mm-hmm.
But she will be playing other roles as well, and other people will be playing her roles too. That's another little bit of a hint.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of which you've already seen. And Nate's got the meme of what's her name from
yeah.
What's her name?
Will and Grace, yeah.
Will and Grace, right. Drinking down the vodka. Karen, right.
What's this? What's
all this? What is all this? All right. So any other thoughts before we wrap it up for the night?
I'm processing this still. I'll have more thoughts next week.
I'm
waiting to see the Flappy cameo, though. Come on.
It's good for you to get a good week to digest this before we throw some more fuel on this fire. And you're probably going to be seeing why I said this is a 3-week thing, because that gives you time to start thinking through your takes and interpretations 2 weeks from today. So there you go.
I'm going to think on it. Thank you.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Where?
All right.
Oh.
Yeah. I would think you guys will be simulcasting on both your channels, I would think.
Yep.
For Blake 7? Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So I will be there in the chat. Mr. Selby, I better see you. You know why? We have a game we have not yet finished.
Yes. You got I don't really understand the game, but I see you guys playing it every week.
Yes.
What's the game?
I don't understand it, so I don't
I didn't ask you to understand. I asked you what it was called.
Well, it's not
does
really,
it have
all
a
right.
name?
Well, not necessarily. All right. Now, for those of you who have been wondering what the hell Curtis and I have been on about,
Yeah.
in the chats. Okay. Now, one of the Mystery Science Theater episodes was a movie called Space Mutiny,
Okay.
which is this very bad, but at the same time very good, kind of Battlestar Galactica ripoff. And there are nicknames for the lead character. And we are
Okay.
each naming off one of the nicknames. And if one of us misses, we lose a turn. And that's basically what we're doing. So if you've seen Space Mutiny, you get what we're doing. And yeah.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
what we're doing. It's kind of a running inside joke.
We'll have to see where it is next week.
Yeah.
I'm curious now. Cool.
Flappy had a scene in this movie, but it did end up on a cutting room floor. He still hasn't forgiven much for that.
Okay. Cool.
And yeah, Connie knows where. Yeah, Connie's on to us. Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
Cool.
All right. So, chat, Inland Empire, first half. What do you think so far? I'm intrigued. Got a couple of theories I'm formulating, but it's a little early. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I know a little bit about what's coming up in the film. Most of what I have seen of it appears to be from the second half. So I'm curious to see how some of that fits in. Obviously, there are multiple realities, multiple timelines going on. It's a matter of sorting through those. Wouldn't expect anything different. I'm digging this movie so far. Is it weird? Hell yeah, it's weird. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. Do I care? No, not really. You know, I'm fine with it. So far, we'll see.
Cool.
You know, that's one thing, you know, is there are David Lynch movies that I think are better than others, but I've never really downright hated any of them. It took me a couple of watches of Wild at Heart before I really got it. Before I really kind of got into that movie, because I made the mistake of going into it expecting it to be Twin Peaks 2. You know, when that's not what he was trying to do at all. But that was really more on me than on the film itself. But other than that, yeah. All right. Enough yakking. We'll go through this real quick. Boomer, what do you have coming up?
Just I will be on Last Call this Friday. It will be a special. Well, Troy can probably cover more of that when we get to him. And then Sunday we'll be doing Geeky Geezers, where we're gonna have we're actually gonna have some David. I feel like we should just have a weekly segment of David Lynch news story of the week, because apparently he's.
I know there's been a lot of news, hasn't there?
Yeah. So we'll be covering that on Sunday. So yeah, great. That's it.
All right. Netter.
Well, let's see. Right after this, of course, I'm going to be co-hosting with Troy Pacelli over on Blake 7. And then Thursday, I have a very special guest. Y'all might know him. I mean, he's kind of famous. His name is Deleted Scenes. I mean, this guy's like everywhere. He's so popular. I'm so lucky to get him onto my channel. So, you know, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I mean, this is a total boon for my channel, you know. Friday, of course, I'll be co-hosting with Last Call over on his channel for Last Call. And then Saturday, over on Retro Cinema, we'll be watching Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. That's it for me for the week.
All right, Troy.
Yeah, obviously, a very next thing coming up is right after this. If you stay where you're at on most of these channels, we will take you over to Blake 7, next episode, episode 10, Moloch. And tomorrow's Liquid Lunch is WTF Wednesday. I still don't know what we're going to be talking about, but it'll be WTF, I'm sure.
Cool.
And yes, Friday, looking forward to a karaoke party. And it's, yes, this isn't members only. This is pretty much everybody's invited. We will start out over here on the YouTubes, and we will jump over to the Green Machine for the main part of the party. That'll be on Friday. And then all the other things that everyone else mentioned. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that brings things on over to myself. Let's see. As of the moment, I don't have anything planned for tomorrow, but we'll see. That could change. You know me, I'm just about anywhere. Thursday, I will be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater. And this week's movie is Kong Skull Island. My favorite of the legendary MonsterVerse movies.
It's a good one.
So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Later on that night, as Netter said, I will be joining her for Thursday Things. Right after that will be Coming Attractions. Find out what I'm going to be up to for the next week. Up to and including Friday night, 8 p.m. I'll be joining Outlaw Bill. Along, of course, with Big Al Presents for Films with Friends, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which will be a first watch for me. And then right after that, I'm going to head on over to Troy's karaoke show. Let's see. Saturday, I'll likely, Saturday before that, at 3:30 will be Action Theater Extra Dose. And Bill and I will be watching the 1976 King Kong with Jeff Bridges, Jessica Lange, and Charles Grodin. Later on that night, of course, will be Retro Cinema, Forrest Gump. I'll be in the chat for that. And Bill usually has a karaoke show on Saturdays. If he has one this week, I'll jump in for the second half. And Sunday is going to be, once again, a very busy day for me. 4 o'clock, Western Cinema Presents. And unless things have changed, the film is going to be Seraphim Falls with Liam Neeson and Pierce Brosnan, which, again, will be a first watch for me. Understands very good, though. Right after that, I'm actually doing another member stream, because a couple of people who missed my last one are going to be available this weekend. So I'm going to do another quick one, start about 6:30, 7 o'clock, do a quick one, and then head right on over to my show Unscripted at 8 p.m. And where will most likely piss off YouTube once again, as I usually do. And of course, Geeky Geezers is going to be right after that. I'll be in the chat. And then right after that's over, reserved seats, guest to be determined, because I got a couple of people I got to get in touch with, see if they're going to be available. And yeah, all right, that's what I'm going to be up to. Busy guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Netter, would you like to take us out with your closer?
Take us all out.
like
Of course, I want to thank everyone for being here. You guys are totally Osmo. I love seeing all of you guys in our chats. This wouldn't be as much fun if you weren't here. So thank you so very much for encouraging us. Thank you for supporting our channels. I really love doing this pretty much every day. And I just love seeing you guys in there. I love seeing my family, because you're not just friends. You are family. So thank you for being a part of our family, a part of our community. And until next time, in fact, stay right here. Good night and God bless.
Thank you, ussarn G, for the $1 super chat. I want to thank everyone joining us tonight on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. We had a pretty decent turnout tonight. I know we had more than 20 people who stuck with us throughout the entire show. So for those of you who are joining us here in the live chat, those of you joining us on Cosme, and those of you who join us later on the replay, remind everybody once again that if you are watching the replay, you can either follow along with your own copy. The film is also available on HBO Max, so you can follow along that way as well. So, from HQ, the corner of Sparkwood and 21, and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night, take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win. Stay on the Cosme link for Bike 7. See you there.